Here we are. I guess we'll just do this. Oh, he spit out babies. Look at that. This bait. Live bait. We need everything. I want that. That's live bait. Look at that. I'm putting that right in my pocket. I don't care. Back out here again. First thing I want to say is RIP to Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness. Been a big influence in my life. First CD I ever bought when I was like 12 or something was The Blizzard of Oz, and it really shaped who I am today, and he's the reason why classic rock is still my personal preference in music to this day. So we're gonna get out here today, same routine. We'll go ahead and start with these no live bait needed rigs here with I think this is a half ounce jig head on here. I got a bunch of new jig heads here. Got some of these. We'll try out some more baits, some bigger stuff if we can't hit on these, but we'll try it out. Still going for that lingcod. Probably still a bunch of rockfish out there. It's about 7:30 a.m. Tide is probably like 3 feet right now, going up. High tide is probably in a few hours, and then it's going to drop down again. It's not going to drop down that much after high tide, probably only a foot or two. I think it rained earlier today. We're going to have an overcast all day out here. It's looking real nice, real fishy. Let's get out there.
Good luck.
Thank you. Tide's coming in. Look at this. Look at all that seaweed. Look how calm it is out there. Super low tide this morning. So calm that all that kelp is just sitting out there, not even moving. Hopefully we can get some good fishing in before that current sets up and starts pushing that kelp in. All right, just getting out here. I'm gonna go ahead and start with this right here, this little bay shad Berkeley swim baits, base melt model. And I was at a High's Tackle yesterday, just reading up on some gear. I saw this squid juice, you know, I mess around with these Pro Cures. Ooh, got it on my nose. That's crazy. But we'll throw some of this on there. I don't really care about it too much out here, but whatever. It's squid. Things in the ocean like squid. We'll start with this. We'll move up to something bigger as we go. Feeling a couple bites there. Let's switch poles. Put that grub on, see what happens. Put this squid juice all up on it. Starting off pretty slow. I'm gonna take a second here to rethink the plan. 9:22 right now. We got about 1 more foot to push. It's just about at 3 foot, and it's only gonna top out at 4 feet today. 4.3 feet at 11:27. So I know high tide's at 11:27. 2 hours from now, only 1 more foot higher on the water level here. So I could stay in this area probably all day and fish. We had a bunch of kelp beds rolling through right now. They passed us, went inside. I've been getting a little bit of bites on everything here. On this one and on the grub. I might just throw on something bigger, cast out for a little bit, switch back and forth in between my lighter pole here with my spiral tail grub on it and the big lure, and I'll just stick it out. Shit is getting moshy. I think I gotta do a heat check on the other side. So I'm just gonna leave my stuff here. Maybe I'll come back down and, you know, grab this and my pliers. We'll just run over to the other side, do a heat check real quick. Hopefully these birds don't start attacking me again. I'll start small. Usually there's smaller fish out here. We'll cast out that way. Really let that sink down. Let's get one all the way down here. Let's work this bank. Right there. A little further out. Let's do one more cast down this way. Alright, going back to the other side. Alright, so I'm back over here. Been jumping around, doing heat checks all around this jetty. Not seeming to get any more bites anywhere, but I did get bites here. So I guess there's nothing much for me to do except for wait it out. Hopefully something happens here. Still nothing. This is a lot slower than I'm used to. I'm almost, since I have no rockfish with me right now, I'm almost down to make a high-low rig. I don't have bait, but there's a bunch of lipids around here. You can get them off. There's just laws against it. You got to use your hands. You can't pry them off with knives or anything. So I'm gonna have to figure out the best way to snag one of these off of here legally. And I might make a high-low rig, throw it on there as bait, see if I can catch some kelp greenlings or something. Just do something to keep myself from getting skunked out here. If I had, you know, squid, I would go catch some eel on the way out, but I don't got really anything today except for lures. I thought I was going to be able to link up on something pretty quick here. I'm still confident I'm going to get something off a lure. Might just take a little time, but since I don't have any rockfish with me, I can use 2 poles right now. So I can technically throw some bait on and then keep throwing lures until I get a rockfish. Then you're only allowed to use 1 pole once you get a rockfish out here. But yeah, we'll figure some of that out. We'll get back to you, see what's going on. I might try to get one of these limpets off. The laws and regulations, you do need a fishing license to get these things off. Look at them, they're big. And another law is you can't use any tools. You got to do it with your hands. So you need your fishing license and you can only use your hands. I don't have gloves. I might be able to pop this one off. What you want to do, whoa, see how sketch that is there. What you want to do is you want to kind of just push it before, see how it's not suctioned down yet. You want to quickly, I guess, whoa, sneak up on it, if you will, and just try to slide it with your hand. Easy one. See these ones are big and stuff out here, but they're not touching the water, so they're sucking in. You only kind of have one chance to do it really, or else it's really hard. Once you touch them, they're gonna suck down, so you kind of just got to sneak up on them and do a quick slide it. Just kind of break that suction that they got really quick and catch them off guard. So after this big wave, one that's a lot bigger than the other ones. After this next set, I'm gonna jump down here and do it. All right, go, go, go. Ah, got him. Ooh, just in time. There you go. Some people like to eat these. I've never eaten them, but we'll go ahead and put that there. Maybe I'll cover them up a little bit because the seagulls will come and you know what. So the first thing I'm gonna need is a swivel. They're small, but I like small stuff. It's 75-pound test, size 7 swivel. And then I'm gonna need 2 hooks. Hopefully I have them. Here's some hooks here. These ones, I got these octopus circle hooks, these thinner ones, bait rig hooks. I'll just use a couple of these. So watch these waves here. Okay, 3-ounce weight, 2 hooks, and a swivel. Forgot my other pliers in the car, so I'm going to be using this. I'm going to go ahead and make leader line. So this is where the first swivel is going to be. Make sure that's tight enough. So that's going to be the top. I'm going to attach this to the braid there. Then we're going to make a side loop. I think I've shown this before in other videos, but here's the top of the leader line. Go down to where you want the hook, and you're going to make a loop here. Just simple, just pull it to the side, grab it like that, and then you're going to basically just do a double overhand knot. 1, 2, however long you want this hook to hang out. Waves are scaring me. However long you want this hook to hang out, that's where you want that knot to be. That's how long your hook will be, or your little loop knot for your hook hanging off. You can spit on that if you want, tighten it up. Okay, so you got that. That's where one hook is going to be. Go down. Where do you want that second hook? I'm going to say right here. Do the same thing. Grab it from the side. Just a plain double overhand knot with that whole little loop you just grabbed. Pull this to the length you want it. Give it some lube. Pull it tight. Just that. You can give it, you don't want to pull it too hard from the sides like this because sometimes it'll slip. So you mostly want to pull it from here. Grab the knot, pull it like that. Once the hooks are on here, you don't have to worry about it sliding out like how I said it would if you pull it like this, because it's going to lock in there. Just going to take this, take that loop, but either one you're going to do to both of them. You're going to pop this. Sometimes this could be tricky, especially if these holes aren't too small or too big, but you want to put it through the hole, through the back of it, through the top, pull it tight. There you go. Sometimes if your line is too thick and you can't fit it through the hole, you're gonna have to just cut this, and then you'll just have one piece of line, and then you'll tie it like a regular hook. So we're gonna do that one more time to this top hook. Just pinch that loop, get it nice and as thin as you can so you can work it through that hole, through the back side. Pull the hook, put the hook through the loop, pull it back tight. It just loops over itself like that. Ow. Now you have the top of your leader line, which you're going to tie to your braid. And then here's one hook, 2 hooks, and then you need to figure out where you want that weight. So go down, and in this case I'm not going to use anything fancy. I'm just gonna make another loop knot. 1, 2 times around. Make sure it's big enough for the weight to go through it. That should be fine. So we'll do that. There's our loop knot. Then we just take this loop just like the hooks. We stick it through and feed the weight back through the loop just like we did the hooks. And then there, that's on the bottom, just like that. cut off that tag. And there you go. Weight, bottom hook, top hook. So this is going to be sitting in the water like that, tilting in towards the shoreline. These hooks are going to be dangling. Hopefully no crab takes it. You can take that into consideration when you're figuring out how long this is going to be from the last hook to the weight. Sometimes you might want to higher if there's a lot of crabs around, a lot of rocks where you're fishing. You don't want these hooks to get caught up. But this should be good. And then we're going to go ahead and come over here. I'm going to cut this braid off right here. Then I'm going to take what we just made here and just tie this on just like a regular leader. I'm really lazy when it comes to my braid ties. I do a single overhand knot just to secure it, and then after that I do a regular fisherman's knot. That's all I do. I don't do anything crazy. I just do that first overhand knot initially because braid tends to slip on certain knots. If you do a regular fisherman's knot with nothing else, braid will usually slip, and sometimes it can just pop right off. It's a little harder to pull the knot down because I have put that overhand knot first, but it still slides, so it works. And then once it's tightened, it's really tight. It's not going to come off. I've been doing this for like probably 8 years, just a regular overhand knot followed by a fisherman's knot. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. If I can get it off with these old pliers, needle nose pliers. And there we go. Look at that. High-low rig. Made it on the fly. And I'm gonna have to take precaution to these waves real quick. Let me move some stuff and then we'll rig up this this lipid. All right, so we got our leader. Here it is. Weight, bottom hook, top hook, lipid here that we caught legally with our hands. You need a fishing license and you need to use your hands to get these off. I'm not gonna lie, I feel kind of bad doing this because he's alive right here, but we'll go ahead and just, let's call this a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne. Doing it for Ozzy Osbourne, R.I.P. Let's go ahead and get this guy off here. It's just kind of like a muscle. Work your way around these tendons here. And there's that. Go ahead and get rid of that. And I'm gonna cut this in half. Just like that. I'm sorry guy, thank you. I really appreciate you, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel kind of bad. But we're fishing. Stick that on there. Stick this on here. If you know a better way to hook these, let me know. I don't do this much, I just know how to do it. There's probably a better way to hook these. They feel pretty strong on there. Got this extra salt water here. I don't even think I have a bell out here with me, but this knife away. So there it is. Check it out. We got that high-low rig we just made up with the lipid we caught legally. The limpet. I always call it lipid. Whatever, you know what I mean. I'm gonna cast this out somewhere where hopefully there's less snags. So I think I'm gonna go to the right and I'm gonna keep casting my lures here. Once again, I am allowed to do this because I don't have a rockfish in my possession, so I can continue to use 2 poles. It's gonna be hard to cast because this is my lighter tackle, but we'll put that all the way out there. Maybe put this somewhere where in front of the camera so we can all see it. It's looking good there. That is it. Hopefully that weight is enough that it just doesn't get dragged around and get snagged onto something. But if it gets snagged, whatever. I'm always expecting to lose gear out here. This guy's fishing around the corner right here. He came up. And I guess he's seen some of my videos recently from out here. He said he watched my video last night. And he said he's learning. So maybe we'll check up on him in a little bit, see if he has any questions or anything. I didn't get his name yet. Didn't really, just kind of talked to him for a second. But since his bite is slow right now, at least I can teach you guys something. How to harvest your own bait, make your own high-low rig, so you can avoid hopefully getting skunked like I am doing currently. Alright, I'm gonna abandon my post for a little bit. Gonna keep working this jetty, moving away from my stuff here. We gotta try different spots. We've been fishing in that one spot all day. It's been like 3 hours now. Haven't been getting any more bites. Hopefully we can pull up with the surprise ling. Don't have a net, don't have grabbers on me, I don't have nothing. Whatever happens, they're getting manhandled. Keep working my way down. There we are. That's a giant rubberlip perch. Oh my god. That thing is huge. Look at that. We gotta wait for this tide to come in. That thing is huge, bro. Oh my god. Let's get this thing. And he's hooked really good. No skunk. Look at that, dude. Let's measure this. The one thing I did bring with me over here is a tape measure. That thing is a giant, bro. Hitting the fat swim bait. It's a little bent here. That's like 18 inches. Let's go show our friend here. Let's get him excited. Handle this thing here. I guess we'll just do this. Oh, he spit out babies. Look at that. This bait. Live bait. We need everything. I want that. That's live bait. Look at that. I'm putting that right in my pocket. I don't care. There goes my pole. Okay. The hook is out of there now. Oh, we got all kinds of problems going on here. Now this is stuck here. Pole's falling down. Oh man, I got live bait in my pocket. Oh man, that was a turn of events right there. Look at this thing. Giant 18-inch rubberlip perch. Oh look, he's giving birth to more. Look at that. We get free live bait. Oh man, this is crazy. There's more. This is wild. Okay. You're in there. Got one more in my pocket. There you go. Oh man. Okay, that was pretty freaking wild. Waves are coming up. I'm gonna look up online if I can use that as bait. I don't see why not, but let's figure it out. This guy's almost jumping out of the bucket over here. That was crazy. That made up for getting skunked all day long until then. That was some pretty wild business right there. All right. All right. So we still don't have a rockfish, so I can still technically use 2 poles. I am going to rig up some of these baby perch that just popped out of this giant rubber lip. You know, I always hook people up with fish. So I'll probably hook up homeboy over there. I think he's getting skunked too, but I bet you he'd love this giant perch. So I'll probably take care of this thing, run it over there. So we'll hook someone up, keep them from getting skunked, or at least coming out here. A lot of people, they come here from really, really far away. At least further than I come here from. It only takes me 30 minutes to get here. But I hate to see people leave with no fish. And that guy said he's here because he saw my channel. All right, let's get this hooked up. And we will do some live bait fishing. That's the craziest way I've ever caught live bait. But the coolest way. Let's get it. So I've never hooked these before, but I'm gonna hook them like I'll hook any other, mostly everything else. Underneath the dorsal fin, above the lateral line so you don't kill him. I'm gonna leave this guy out of water for 1 second while we grab another one. Sorry guys, this is a rude awakening. Welcome to the world. Get this one on here. And you can see they are alive and kicking. So let's get this out here while they're still alive. I'll do a gentle cast. I don't know how good this is gonna stay on, but let's do a light lob out there. We'll leave that there. We'll see what happens. I feel a lot better about having this high-low rig now. Better than that limpet. Hiding that drag a little bit. All right, let's take care of this thing. Let's get this guy some fish before he moves. These Rubberlip Perch, I don't think there's a size limit on these. These ones, I think Rubberlip Perch, they're the biggest in the species of surf perch. Let's see if he wants it. You like perch?
Yeah.
I got a really big one, dude. You can have it. Yeah. Giant, and it had babies.
Let me see.
Look.
Oh my god!
With babies.
Wow, the huge perch.
Man, I'm glad we got that skunk off. We got a bunch of babies. There. It's big, man. 18 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, you want this?
Huge. The baby?
Yeah, you want it?
I don't want the baby. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank
yeah,
you so much.
You're welcome, dude. Nothing yet? Nothing? Nothing for you?
Nothing.
Ah, okay, good luck.
How do you get it?
The same thing, swim bait.
What, this bag?
Yeah, the same thing. I cast like this, sideways, in front,
This side?
all the way over there.
Okay.
I cast sideways in front of the rocks and I pull in front.
Oh, in front.
Yeah, in front.
Okay.
They're hiding in here.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Wow, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So maybe I'll throw these ones that are look like they're doing all right. We'll throw them back so they can grow up to be giant perch just like the mama. Here we go. Welcome, welcome. Oh, barely made it. Here we go. Wow, look at those fins on them too. Look at, they're almost like a betta fish. Look at that, that's really cool. See if I can show you guys this, if you guys can see it on the camera. I'm gonna take a seat here for a second. Look at the fins on this guy. Let's get him back in the sun. Look at those fins. Look at that. Wow. You're cool. Remember me. Love you guys. Oh, that was cool. That was cool. That was worth it. Let all those, I put 2 of those on my line here. We'll see what happens. Who knows? They might even came off already, but I threw the rest out. Gave homie the perch over here. Maybe I won't. I used to come out here and say if you fill up your bucket of water before you catch a fish, that's bad luck. I did that today and I haven't had the greatest of luck. So maybe I'll just leave this bucket empty for now and we'll keep casting. Unfortunately, I want to stick around this pole now that we have live bait on there. Newborn bait, if I may. So I'm gonna stick around here and just fan cast around. Unfortunately, I like to keep exploring further, but I got this pole here, so whatever. All right, let's do a quick sum up of this trip here. So we got out here about 8:30 today. Very, very, very slow. Fished for what? It's like, I don't even know. It's 3:23, so we fished for like, I don't know, 7 hours and only caught 1 fish. Crazy. I had a few bites in the beginning, nothing like it was last week. The 1 fish I did catch was a perch, which was cool. I actually beat the record of that last perch I caught a couple weeks ago. I actually measured it this time. It was 18 inches. It was pregnant and I accidentally dropped it, and then the baby popped out, and then a bunch more started popping out. Tried to use some of that as live bait. It worked to get it on there and have some live bait on the hooks on the high-low rig that I made out there. Nothing bit it though. When I did reel it in at the end, there was some chomps, but it looked like a crab or something. So just the fish out here today, rockfish, was kind of non-existent. Tried a bunch of different lures. The one thing I did catch the perch on was one of these again. This no live bait needed swim bait, the K-Tail series. Not this silver one. It was on that same like earth tone brown one, whatever, pumpkin, whatever you want to call it. The same color as last time when I killed it with those rockfish. Some key notes why I think maybe the tide, high tide, was only 4 feet today. That's pretty low high tide. I got here already about 2 or 3 hours of the tide going up. So the tide was moving really, really slow. The currents weren't too big. It was overcast. It looked really good. I got out here earlier than I did that last time. Then again, I don't know if any of these things matter. It's just some key notes that I think about in my head. Save it for later. Just to try to, I don't know, zero in on all the good factors of a good fishing day. But once again, it's always gambling. You never know when things are really, really going to be some good fishing out there. But what I think was the tide, the currents weren't moving that fast. I got out here early like I always like to do. It was still early in the tide push. Maybe if the tide aligns to where it's almost about to hit high tide, and it's also like 8 in the morning, really early in the morning, That's how it was last time, so that could be it too. Maybe it just heated up a little too quick when the water was really dumping in. But that's what I think. Maybe I think it was a tidal thing. I didn't get anything. I even tried the inside, the outside, the front. Just that one perch when I was casting down the bank and pulling in front of that underwater structure. But we'll get out here later, we'll try it again, try to get more fish next time. But yeah, thanks for watching.